Nigeria, known as Peter Anosike. Peter Anosike has written several books on money, one of which is Dangote's 10 Commandments on Money, the book that was rated as one of the best development books in the world by Wall Street Journal. And here in Nigeria, that same book was adopted as a workbook for grooming entrepreneurs by Small Medium Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria, SMEDAN. Aside being a best-selling author, Peter Anosike is also a philosopher, a development economist, and a journalist. More so, he is the founder of Ultimate Entrepreneurs Academy. And Ultimate Entrepreneurs Academy is an organization that trains college students, graduates, and workers on how to become successful entrepreneurs. He is also a public speaker and a business coach. Good morning, Peter Anosike.
Good morning, Bibnas.
You're welcome
And
to the
good morning,
program.
listeners.
So today on Business Roundtable, you said we're going to be discussing what you must do before you start a business. But before we continue, let me inform our listeners that between 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. today, we will be back. I am Peter Anosike to take a look at some of the major issues that trended during the week. So if there's any issue that you missed during the week, don't worry. This evening, around 4 p.m. to 6 p.m., we'll discuss issues that trended during the week. Okay. All right, so let's go into what we have for today. What you must do before you start a business.
Yeah, the fact is that business is like a journey. Business is like a journey. And as a journey, you don't leave your house until you have decided where you are going. You don't leave your house until you have decided where you are going. Again, you don't start going without deciding on the means of getting there. That is journey, and the same thing is business. I say, if you want to embark on a journey, you cannot leave your house without deciding where you are going. That's number one. Number two, you cannot start going without deciding on the means to get there. Whether I'm going by road, I'm going by sea, I'm going by air. How am I going to get there? What and what do I need to do to get there? That is business. So what this means is that business needs preparation. And when you don't plan to succeed, you have planned to fail. And that's why most people who are going into business don't really understand what they are to do. You don't just start without making adequate preparation. You must make preparation before you start a business, in the same vein that you must make a preparation before you go into a journey. An instance, let me talk of a very popular business, restaurant. If you want to go into a restaurant business, you have to ask yourself two questions, just like any other business. What and what do I need to, what and what that if I don't have, I will not succeed in this business? What and what that if I don't have this, I will not succeed in this business? And again, what and what that if I don't know, I will not succeed in this business? So this is now knowledge and preparation. These two must go hand in hand. And this is also any business that you want to, whether it's fashion, whether it's consulting, whether it's selling of provisions, spare parts, you must ask yourself, what and what that if I don't have, I will not succeed in this business? What and what do if I don't know, I will not succeed in this business? That's very important. Again, at the back of your mind, before deciding on the business to do, you must also know that every business satisfies a need. Every business must satisfy a need in the society. So if you want, before you start any business at all, you must ask yourself, this business that I have decided to embark on, what need is it going to satisfy? What problem is it going to solve? So not just entering into any business. You must ask yourself, what is this business going to, what problem is it going to satisfy in the society? What problem is it going to solve? So these are the two things that if you are going into business, you must take that decision first. So going into business is not just what you wake up in the morning and just say, because of I have money, let me go into this business. Again, it's not what you do because another person has done it. Maybe somebody, your friend or relative is have started a business to say, and let me go into business. I remember some years back, my age mate told me, Peter, our age mates are married now. It's time we marry. Okay, I told him, but some of our age mates have also died. Why don't we die? Understand? So business is not what you do because another person is doing it. You must make your own preparations. You must answer your own questions, not another person answering that question for you. As I said, business is like a journey. Before you embark on a journey, you must decide where you are going. That's number one. Number two, you must decide the means that you are going to get there. So in business, you should ask yourself, this business that I want to go into, what problem is it going to solve? What need is it going to satisfy? And any business that is not going to solve problem, is not going to satisfy any need, can never survive. That is important. So any business that you want to choose must have the capacity to satisfy a need. Any business that you are going to choose must have that capacity to satisfy a need. It must have that capacity to solve a problem. Then, we are talking about the things that you must do before you go into business.
Yes.
As I said, you cannot just wake up and go into business, and you will fail. You must make adequate preparations, both mentally and physically. Both mentally and physically, there must be an agreement between the spirit, the body, and the soul.
I'm talking about the mental preparation. What are those things one can do to prepare oneself mentally?
One, the business that you've decided that to go into must be what you have passion for. It must be what comes from you. It must be what you love to do. So, because the spiritual controls the physical. If the spirit is not winning, the body must be weak. So that's one thing. Then another thing, you should also know that business is not like a 100 meters race. It's going to take time. You are going to sow your energy. You are going to sow your money. You are going to sow your strength. So you must make these mental preparations first before going into it. Then, if you have now done the mental and the physical, as I said, there must be a harmony, an agreement between your soul and your body. That I love this business. I want to go into it. I want to succeed in it. These are the mental aspects, because it is your mind that will give your body the energy that it needs.
You know, a lot of Nigerians don't know about mental preparation when it comes to business. So
that's why businesses are failing.
Yes. My question is, when someone fails to prepare mentally, what happens to that business?
That business will fail. One, business is like a baby, a newborn baby. A good mother must be willing to do everything to make sure that her baby does not die
Yes.
because she loves that baby. In the same way, if you are doing a business that you love, you must be willing to bear anything, to go to an end to make sure that the business survives.
Yes.
So this is the mental aspect. Understand? Just like there must be emotional attachment to what you are doing. Okay, in the Bible, when the two prostitutes was brought before Solomon, the woman that didn't give birth say, when Solomon say, "What do I do? Let me cut the baby into two." The woman that didn't give birth say, yes, cut into two. And if you cut into two, the baby will die. That simply shows that there's no emotional attachment, there's no connection, mental connection between the baby and the woman. And that's how business is. What you have passion for, what you love, you not want that thing to go bad, to die. So there must be emotional connection between you and the business that you want to go into. But people who change businesses every year has no emotional attachment. This one is not going well. Okay, fashion is running now. You change it from provision to fashion. Tomorrow, this one, you don't have any emotional attachment. Understand? And when you become jack of all trades, but master of none. Because why? There was no emotional attachment between you and the business you are doing. If you have if you're emotionally attached, you prepare to persevere, to make sure that this business succeeds like a baby. Understand me? No mother can throw her baby away because the baby is sick. Because there's emotional attachment between the baby and the mother. The same thing. No person will just drop a business because it is not working now. So that is the best analogy that I can use to describe business and mental preparation. So a business is like a baby.
I still have another question.
Okay.
You know, usually if you ask a Nigerian, what about business? They will tell you it's just money, money, money. If I can get money, if I can get this, I will do this. If you have that money, will you give a Nigerian that is saying it's about money?
Well, when you start by chasing money, you will not get that money. So if you want to go into business, your focus must not be on money. Your focus must be on two things: solving problems, creating satisfaction. These are the two things that you must have in your mind. I'm going into business to solve problems, or I'm going into business to create satisfaction. And when people are happy with what you have created, with their problem that you have solved, they will pay you.
Of course.
When you give people satisfaction, they will pay you. So money is a reward for a problem solved or for satisfaction created. But if you start by chasing money, it will not come. So the truth is that every millionaire in the world did not start by chasing money. They started by rendering services. They started by solving people's problems. They started by creating satisfaction. So later, they were now rewarded. And that's how they became billionaires and millionaires. So money should not be the first thing. That's why you shouldn't just go into business because it is doing well.
Yeah, exactly.
When you go into business because it's doing well, it's just like buying a house because it has a fresh paint. This thing means that if the paint grow old, you will abandon that house. Or maybe marrying a woman because she's beautiful. It means if anything, or because she's fair-skinned, which means if anything happens, it wears off. So we look at the value, understand? not the value. Just like if you get an onion, it has layers upon this layers.
Yes.
What you are looking for is the thing in the inside, not the thing that is outside. What you are looking for is the thing in the inside, not the thing on the outside. So that's why we talk about value. So business is all about creating value. And when you create a value, you will be rewarded with money. Understand me? So just like as we said that salary is not being paid because you go to the office or you stay in the office from morning till night. Salary is paid because of the value that you added to the hours that you were in the office. So that's why people who say, I have stayed 8 hours here, it doesn't make sense. Somebody who just worked for an hour can create more value than somebody who stayed in the office for 8 hours. So if you have done the mental preparation of the business that you want to go into, the next thing now becomes you do what? You go into study. And I have passion for this business. I love this business. But passion alone is not enough. You must study that business before you can do well there. Somebody may like football. Somebody may like playing ball. But that you are in your house and like playing ball, it's not going to make you a professional footballer.
No.
You must go to the field and train how to. So when you have passion for the business, the next thing is to study that business. That's to see how it will go. And this is one area that our people are not doing very well. And because most Nigerians, when you talk, they say, this is for the Western world, this is America, this is Britain. Let me talk about what Nigerians who have succeeded in business talked about studying business. So, Femi Otodanda, we all know him, Zenon. He said that before he went into oil and gas business, he started to study that business, getting information about how to run that business. His father was the former governor of Lagos State, Michael Otodanda. So there's already money there. He didn't just move into business. He first of all has to study it, getting information on how to run that business. So that you have money does not qualify you that to go into any business, and you will fail. So Femi Otodanda said that before he got into oil and gas business, he first of all has to study that business, then has to gather information on how to run that business. Then Mike Adenuga said that he had to go and understudy an oil company in the United States and learn about their operational details before going into oil business. Understand me? That he has to go and understudy an oil company in the United States and then about their operational details. Understand? That he always have the desire to understand the operational details of oil business. Understand me?
Yeah.
That any business that he wants to go into, that he always want to understand the operational details. Understand? Because if you don't understand the operational details of any business, you will fail there. So Mike Adenuga said he has to go into the oil rig with the engineers to study what is going on there before he went into oil business. That is Mike Adenuga. I'm not talking about Bill Gates or Elon Musk. Then I remember some time ago, I went to Ikoyi to interview Chidi Anyegbu, the owner of Chisco Motors. I went and asked him, excuse me, sir, what is the secret of your success in transport business? Because I know that transport business hardly survive for one generation. Transport business is a business that ends with a generation. You cannot pass transport business into another
Why
person
is that so?
because of the wears and tears.
Okay.
And because of the wears and tears and the human element. Most drivers are not honest. They keep on working for themselves
Instead of
That's a-
working for the company.
instead of working for the company. So drivers don't have ownership spirit. So now, but he had done very well. So I went to him and asked, excuse me, sir, what is the secret behind you running a successful transport business? He told me, yes, before he went into that business, he first of all went and then motor mechanic. That's how to repair
Vehicles.
vehicles. After doing that, he now went and then how to sell spare parts. It's after he had done these two things, he now went into transport business. And why he succeeded is because one, no driver can cheat him. He knows if his motor spoiled on Abuja Road and you call him, he knows how much it will take to repair that vehicle. He knows how much the spare parts is sold. Understand me? Because he has learned these two things. So, and that is why today he is one of the most successful transporters in the country because he equipped himself. Then ABC Transport, Frank Nneji, when he was a student at University of Nigeria in Nsukka, he has his own bus. When he has a free period, he will use it to carry students around the campus. So he was already doing this before he now started giving to people. And with that, it will not be easy to cheat him because he's already a bus driver. He knows what it takes. Then there was another man by name Tony Enukeme. He is the owner of Tony Mas. Tony Mas is one of the biggest oil and gas company in the country. Tony Mas filling stations are everywhere. Tony Enukeme said before he went into this oil business, he was a flight attendant with Total PLC for 8 years. He was a flight attendant with a Total and PLC for 8 years. So he knows how many liters are inside a tank. Once once a container arrives, he knows how many liters that will come from there, how much that is going to be sold. He knows the tricks, the games that flight attendants play because he has been a flight attendant. He knows all the tricks that happen there, so you cannot easily deceive him. You cannot choose somebody on what he or she knows. And that's what Adenuga talked about, knowing the operational details of any business. So before you go into any business, you should first of all study the operational details. Every business has what is known as trade secret. If you don't know that trade secret, that's what they will use to deceive you. That's what they will use to eat your money. An instance, Tony Mas, if he has 20 containers, understand me, that is bringing this thing, he can on his own know what to expect. He has been a flight attendant. Chisco knows how much spare parts are being sold, how much is being charged to repair any vehicle. And this is why these people are succeeding. So if you want to go into business, that is, even if you have all the passions in the world for that business, you must study that business very well. And how do you study it? You study in two ways. So one, taking a job in a company that is producing that is doing that business. An instance, I want to run a restaurant. I'll first of all go and work in a restaurant for some years to know how that business is being done. I want to open a bakery. I'll first of all go and work in a bakery shop and know how that business is being run. Then if I feel that I have the money, I cannot go and take a job. I can understudy that business. I can understudy that business to know how it is run. It's after I have done this that I can now put my money into it. If not, your money will go. If not, your money will go. I remember some years back, I told the one transporter that I want to buy some buses. Understand me? These Danfo buses. And the first thing that he asked me is, Peter, can you break a bottle on somebody's head? Can you stab somebody with a knife? I went to him because he is one of the biggest distributors of MBL, Nigeria Breweries. He has more than 15 vehicles. So I want to know how he is managing those people and succeeding. That's the importance of having mentors. That's those who have done what you want to do and succeeded. So I want to, excuse me, sir. I want to buy Danfo buses and use it for transport. He said, Peter, can you break a bottle on somebody's head? Can you stab somebody with a knife? If you cannot do these two things, don't go into transport because you are going to be dealing with animals. And I check myself. Unfortunately, I cannot do any of those things. And I didn't go into it.
Yes.
I didn't go. So because that thing requires a heart. Understand me? And he has that heart. That's why he is succeeded. Okay. Let me tell you one thing that's happening in his company. There's one of his drivers. The day that his paper will expire, police will arrest him on that day.
Why?
The very day that his paper will expire, police will arrest him. Understand me? So he discovered, he began to investigate. He discovered that driver, the day that paper would cause police to arrest him. Understand me? Police will arrest him. They will collect money from the owner and share.
Yeah.
Understand me? So because every time that his paper is that very day, as if police have juju, understand me? But he decided to investigate and discovered what the driver was doing. So,
all right, that's a very good one. Thank you so much, Pitano CK. Well, let's go on a short break, but I tell you, we are not done with this conversation. Okay, so stay tuned. We'll be right back to continue the conversation. And when we come right back, we'll open up the phone lines because I know some of you do have questions to ask Pitano CK. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
This is the station that gives you a voice.
How can you be jubilating when judgment has not been given to them? Meaning that you are bribing the judiciary.
We see a lot of young Nigerians who are leaving the country in droves. They are running away to escape poverty.
Now, looking at this issue, and I think Nigerians should rise.
Many families and properties have been destroyed. Accountability is one of the things that is lacking in governance in this country.
Speak with no hindrance.
Chapter 4, Section 39 of the Nigerian Constitution, right to freedom of expression and press, states, every person shall be entitled to the freedom of expression, including freedom to hold opinions and to receive and impart ideas and information without interference.
Now you have a voice. Voice of the people, 90.3 FM.
The number one station to free your soul.
Voice of the people, 90.3 FM.
When you discover us like treasure, we give you pleasure without measure. To take off the pressure and spice up your leisure is VOP, where we treat you like VIP on 90.3 FM. Voice of the people.
Shake that thing, miss. Can I shake?
Hey, wait, I know I say rock about the 90.3 at the station. Still, we are going to run the city. We are going to run the nation. 90.3. Voice of the people. Okay, at this. Well, it I know. Tune in to 90.3. Left it alone. Left it alone. Left it alone. Don't touch them dial. Don't know.
24/7 around the world. Non-stop. This is Voice of the People. 90.3 FM. Welcome to the best exclusive radio station, VOP 90.3, bringing you the best mix of the best music. Who plays the best songs? Check. Hey, come on! We do. We are Voice of the People, 90.3 FM.
Number one.
Attention, your station has just been upgraded.
This is your number one radio station.
The best radio station to listen to this year is right here.
VOP 90.3 FM.
The voice of the people.
Welcome to the best exclusive radio station, VOP 90.3, giving you the best mix of the best music.
This is the station that gives you a voice.
How can you be jubilating when judgment has not been given to you? Meaning that you are bribing the judiciary.
We see a lot of young Nigerians who are leaving the country in droves. They are running away to escape poverty.
Now, looking at this issue, and I think Nigerians should rise.
Many families and properties have been destroyed. Accountability is one of the things that is lacking in governance in this country.
Speak with no hindrance.
Chapter 4, Section 39 of the Nigerian Constitution, right to freedom of expression and press, states, every person shall be entitled to the freedom of expression, including freedom to hold opinions and to receive and impart ideas and information without interference.
Now you have a voice. Voice of the people, 90.3 FM.
There comes a time in the affairs of man when the voice of the people stands unique, constantly challenging society's status quo. 90.3.
Place of fun and insight. It is a great place of learning. It could be your school on radio. It could be your life on radio. We are VOP, Voice of the People.
VOP 90.3.
This is your number one radio station.
90.3.
The one radio you tune in on your way home. This is the one.
VOP 90.3 FM.
If you want to be heard, say it here on Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. 90.3 FM. The latest hits and the greatest memories on Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. Voice of the People, 90.3 FM Vegas. The latest hits and the greatest memories on Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. 90.3 FM. Welcome to the best exclusive radio station, VOP 90.3, bringing you the best mix of the best music. Nothing but the best music, 90.3 FM.
Number one.
Attention, your station has just been upgraded.
This is your number one radio station.
The best radio station to listen to this year is right here.
Oh, you guys should not give me. VOP 90.3 FM.
The voice of the people.
Hello Lagos, I am SP Benjamin Hundeyin, Police Public Relations Officer, Lagos State Command. Keep listening to Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Now you have a voice.
Who plays the best songs? Check. Hey, come on! We do. We are Voice of the People, 90.3 FM.
We have been serving you hot and fresh content on radio, and you have been loving it. Now we're taking it further. Catch us live on YouTube at VOP TV for all the juicy content you can't resist. Talk shows, exclusive interviews, news, lifestyle, and more. It's all about you. VOP TV, show up, speak up. This is your number one radio station.
90.3.
The one radio you tune in on your way home. This is the one.
VOP 90.3 FM. This is your number one radio station.
90.3.
The one radio you tune in on your way home. This is the one.
VOP 90.3 FM.
This is the station that gives you a voice.
How can you be jubilating when judgment has not been given to them? Meaning that you are bribing the judiciary.
We see a lot of young Nigerians who are leaving the country in droves. They are running away to escape poverty.
Looking at this issue, and I think Nigerians should rise.
Many families and properties have been destroyed. Accountability is one of the things that is lacking in governance in this country.
Speak with no hindrance.
Chapter 4, Section 39 of the Nigerian Constitution, Right to Freedom of Expression and Press, states, every person shall be entitled to the freedom of expression, including freedom to hold opinions and to receive and impart ideas and information without interference.
Now you have a voice.
All right, welcome back. Still the Business Roundtable with one of the top finance authors in Nigeria, Peter Anosike. And since 11 a.m., we've been talking about what you must do before you start a business. So you don't just venture into any business you like. There are steps, there are things you need to do before you start a business. And within this time, we've been talking a whole lot. And at this juncture, I'll be opening up the phone line. So if you have any question to ask Peter Anosike pertaining your business or pertaining anything you are doing within your business venture, you can call us on 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903. All right, while we're waiting for you to call and ask any question at all, we'll continue the conversation. All right, Peter Anosike, welcome back to the program.
Yeah. For the benefit of those that might be just joining us now, what we are talking about is what you must do before you start a business. What you must do before you start a business. And I started by saying that business is like a journey.
All right, I think we'll have a call. Let's take this one. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Can you tell us your name and location, please?
My name is Prince George Usigbe. I'm calling from Ojibo.
Hello?
Can you hear me? Hello?
Hello, we can hear you. Tell us your name and location.
Yeah. My name is Ojusigbe. I'm calling from Igbo.
All right, go ahead, please.
Right. My question is, if I want to go into transportation in this minibus, how do you advise me to go about it? I am still working. Because I've been saving towards it. If I should get it, should I be using it when I'm off duty, or should I look for a honest person and give it to? So I want you to talk more about that transportation business, because that is what my spirit goes in line with. So that is why I am calling to him, for him to enlighten me more about that business.
All right,
thank you.
All right, thank you. He will answer your question.
Okay, he's asking if he wants to go into transportation.
Should he give the bus to someone else, or should he do it himself?
He mentioned should he get an honest person. Honest person is not easy to come by. So what I would advise him is that let him be using that that vehicle for his free periods.
Yes.
Let him be driving it at his own spare time, at least to have a knowledge of what he is making. So when he come back from work, if he has time, let him run around with it. At least to have an idea of how much he is getting.
All right. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, baby.
Good morning to you, my brother. Tell us your name and location.
Yeah, this is Tony issue.
All right,
Calling
Tony. Good to have you again today.
Yeah, I so much love your program with my senior master of that.
Thank you so
much.
much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to ask, sir, you mentioned that being a business, you should not put money first, right?
Yes. Money should not be the focus.
Yeah, money should not be the focus. So in this aspect now, because majority of human beings now doing business, they are going into business in order to make money. So in this case now,
hello, Tony. Are you there? All right, Tony, you've not asked your question. We are looking forward to getting your call again so you can ask your question.
Okay.
But remember, 0700 903 903 903. That's the studio line.
So I want to start with the other person that talked about going into transportation. So my advice is that he should start driving that if it's a bus, he should start driving the bus by himself during his free period. So at least he can have an idea of what he is making maybe in a day. Understand? Assuming that he is making maybe 5,000 naira a day after buying fuel and all that. And if you give it that to somebody.
All right, sorry, let's take this call. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, BV.
Good morning. Please tell us your
Nice
name.
meeting you, and I salute, Mr. Peter so greatly.
Thank you so much.
He was using some analogy.
You didn't tell us your name.
much.
You didn't tell us your name.
Okay, sorry. I'm your usual AJ from Ikoton.
All right, AJ, go ahead.
Yeah, I was commending Mr. Peter while he was using some sensational analogy that all our friends have married. Then Peter answered them, "Why are we not all dead now?" I must instruct people that you do not compare yourself with people. You command people. You distinguish yourself. In that case, you now become their supreme, boss. That is what it should be in the business arena. Do not ever compare yourself. Distinguish yourself. In so doing, you are commanding them. And in the course of commanding, you stand as their boss. That's just it. Then my question, is it necessary to involve one's family member with or with some expertise in that business, in one particular business? That's all I need to ask you. Thank you,
AJ. Thank you for your question and your contribution.
Well, the truth is that family members usually have what is called the spirit of entitlement. So one day somebody called me from Abuja that he wants to open a microfinance bank, and he went to the pastor for the pastor to pray for him. After praying for him, the pastor wrote 8 names and gave to him to employ them. What will he do? I told him, don't employ any of those people. He asked me, do I want him to disobey his pastor? I say, yes, disobey your pastor. Understand? I told him, if he employ those people, they are not coming to work. And in business, you don't hire who you cannot fire. You don't employ somebody who, before you sack him, you begin that to call a church meeting, town's meeting, or family meeting. It doesn't help. And if you cannot control your emotion, you can never control your money. You can never do business if you cannot control your emotion. So family members usually have this kind of spirit of entitlement. This is my brother's thing. My brother is doing well. Let me go and enjoy. So they don't usually come to work. Rather, they come to eat. So you don't even involve your friends in your business. Let them continue being friends. Have your business partners, those who are feeling what you are feeling. So that's the way to go. So I don't encourage having family members in your business. You cannot hire who you cannot fire. And if you fire a family member, you are causing trouble in the family. Yeah.
All right. That is it. You were trying to summarize what we've been talking about, so we can wrap up the program.
So let me still talk on the guy that want to go into transportation. So if the guy starts by driving that bus, you have an idea of, if you give you that to somebody, how much that person can be making. He will know that the how much fuel is being consumed, how much is being spent on repairs. So he may not be exact in his assumptions, but he will have an idea. Understand? If I'm making 10,000 naira, if I give to this guy, at worst he can be making 8,000. From there you can forecast a figure. So, but he should start by using it himself. And again, honest people are 1 in a million. Honest people are 1 in a million. It's not easy to get honest people in business. Yeah.
All right, thank you, Peter Nosike, for today's talk on business roundtable. We really, really do appreciate you. And we also appreciate our listeners, especially those who called in to ask questions. That shows you're there for us, and we're there. We are here for you as well. That is it on Business Roundtable today. But just like I told you when we started this program, at 4 p.m. to 6 p.m., we'll be coming back. I am Peter Nosike to analyze the major issues that trended during the week. So stay tuned. And we also have some beautiful programs on Voice of the People, 90.3 FM this Saturday. Okay, so stay tuned.